Hello everyone, and welcome to Sunup. I'm Lyndall Stout. Now that winter is officially arriving, it's a good time to take another look at the nutrients in your wheat field. We begin today with Sunup's Dave Deacon and our Extension Soil Nutrient Specialist, Brian Arnall.
So Brian, what should producers be looking for in their fields right now?
So right now I'm getting a lot of word from producers that some enriched strips are showing up in their fields. Remember, these enriched strips are areas of the field that have had 30 or 40 pounds of extra nitrogen applied in a small area. The fields that are showing up are fields that had a previous good harvest off of them, or the producers only put a starter or no pre-plant nitrogen. So if you're out there, you've got wheat or canola in the ground right now and it's growing well, take a look at the field. If you didn't have any pre-plant down, start thinking about a top dress. And if we start talking about top dress, we have a couple options we want to think about. Both urea and UAN, urea ammonium nitrate, are very popular top dress sources. If you're going to use urea, pay attention to how you apply. You'd prefer to have urea down in front of a rain and get it rained in 3 or 4 days ahead. If the temperatures are cool, below 45 for several days, it's not going to be there's not going to be a possibility of a whole lot of losses. So cool temperature application or applying in front of a rainfall are ideal conditions when applying urea. If you want to use liquid UAN, whether that's 2800 or 3200, we have a couple methods we need to talk about. One is the traditional broadcast spraying when you're spraying a herbicide. So just a regular flat fan nozzle with a herbicide and applying it that way. That's a great method if you have plenty of wheat in the field, like the field next to us. We have good coverage of wheat. We're going to have plenty of that nitrogen getting on the wheat itself. It's a bad option, however, if you're in a no-till field and you have a lot of residue showing. You don't want a lot of your nitrogen hitting dead residue because there's good potential for it to be tied up. So if we have a field that has more than 30%, 25 or 30% residue showing, so only 70% canopy cover, we need to consider going to a streamer nozzle. Streamer nozzle is concentrating that liquid fertilizer into a stream. It gets it below that residue into the soil better, and in most cases streamer nozzles are good options for top dress nitrogen with liquid. It does require an extra pass. So that pass will be paid for if you have a lot of residue, because it will easily tie up that 10 pounds of nitrogen in residue that would take to pay for that extra pass of the rig using streamer nozzles.
If producers have cattle in the field right now, they have a bonus enriched strip walking out there right now.
Absolutely. If you're starting to see the cowpox or those green spots starting to show up, just remember they're equivalent to an enriched strip. That green area is saying that part of the field is deficient in nitrogen. So if you see those cowpox showing up, you will make money by applying fertilizer, because that's going to increase your forage production and increase your gain.
Okay, now that's wheat. Let's talk about canola and what should producers be looking for in those fields.
Same thing in canola right now. If you went fairly short with your pre-plant, start looking at the fields right now, start thinking about top dress, start planning that out. Plan that application. If you're going to use dry in front of a rainfall, have those plans out. Now's a good time to start that planning, and many are actually applying. Another thing to look at right now, this is a perfect time of year to start looking at your fields and spotting bad problems, problem areas. Canola is one of the best crops that we can look at because it's sensitive to pH, it's sensitive to phosphorus, it's sensitive to several different things that can be going on in the environment. So look at your fields as a whole. Look for those bad spots and go out there and pull some soil samples or scout those areas and see what's causing this bad area, what's causing this poor stand growth, poor winter survivability, and look at dealing with that in the future. So it gives you a great opportunity to develop zones for pH, for phosphorus, potassium, or nitrogen going into next year, or even potentially dealing with it in the next coming weeks.
You really wouldn't think that winter would be the time to really do an update on your soil.
You know, it's not the time I would traditionally recommend a soil sample. But these plants, having a plant out there is the best litmus paper for what your soil conditions are. So if the crop's not doing good now, it's a time we can get out there, we can walk on it, the canola's not knee high, we can easily move through the field with trucks, with four-wheelers, what be it, and get out there and take some samples.
Okay, for more information on soil nutrition, you can go to a link on our website, sunup.okstate.edu.